Welcome to the 10 Podcast, where we teach, empower, and nurture minds. This podcast is dedicated to providing parents and educators with valuable tips, strategies, and insights to support children and young with or without special educational needs. Your host is Jacine Foster, a qualified special educational needs teacher and a certified children's coach. Join us as we explore ways to install confidence and self-esteem in children from a young age.
You're listening to the 10 Podcast, where we teach, empower, and nurture minds. I would like to welcome you back to the Nurturing Children's Confidence series. I am your host, Jacine. I am a qualified special educational needs teacher and a certified children coach. I coach children to develop powerful mindset skills using the Wisdom Coaching System. So I would like to welcome you back to the Nurturing Children's Confidence series. Today, our topic is all about helping children to slay the negative dragons that live inside their heads. Those dragons are fear, failure, mistakes, and change. We will be discussing practical strategies for parents, carers, and educators to help children overcome these obstacles and grow stronger and more resilient in the process. Fear, failure, mistakes, and changes are all part of life. They are inevitable. They must happen. But how we handle them, and most importantly, how we help our children handle them, can shape their future success. Let's dive in. Understanding the dragons. First, let's talk about the dragons themselves: fear, failure, mistakes, and change. These are universal experiences, but for children, they can feel overwhelming. Fear might come from trying something new or stepping outside their comfort zone. Failure and mistake can make them feel inadequate or ashamed. And change, whether it's starting a new school or adjusting to a new routine or moving to a new home, can cause anxiety. It is important to remember that these are normal feelings and they don't define who our children are. As adults, we need to understand that how we respond to these challenges can make a huge difference. If we respond with patience, empathy, and guidance, we can help children build the tools they need to face these dragons head on. One of the most important things that we can do is to normalize failure and mistakes. What do we mean by that? Make it safe for children to make mistakes and to fail, and use those failures and those mistakes as learning opportunity. Children need to understand that failure isn't something to fear. It is an essential part of learning and growth. In fact, some of the most successful people in the world have failed many times, and those failures paved the way for their success. As parents and carers, educators, we can model the mindset by talking openly about our own mistakes and failure. Show children that it's okay to make mistakes, because every teacher makes mistakes. Every parent makes mistakes. All carers make mistakes. Every mistake teaches us something valuable. Create a safe space where they know they won't be judged or punished for trying and failing. Instead, encourage them to reflect on what went wrong and what they can learn from it. So instill in your children to start acquiring reflective practice. One practical way to do this is to have a failure celebration. At the end of the week, talk about the things they tried and didn't succeed at. Celebrate their efforts and discuss what they learned. This helps remove the stigma about failure and teaches children to see mistakes as a stepping stone towards improvement. How about facing fear through small steps? We could face it through small steps. Fear can paralyze children, but one of the best ways to overcome fear is to break it down into manageable steps. If a child is scared of something like speaking in front of the class, trying out a sports team, or even just meeting new people, encourage them to take small steps towards that fear. For example, if public speaking is the fear, start by having them talk to a small group of family or friends. Then gradually increase the audience size. Praise them for each steps, no matter how small, and remind them that bravery isn't the absence of fear. It is taking action despite of the fear. Another helpful technique is visualization. Have your child close their eyes and imagine themselves succeeding in the situation that they are fearful of. Walk them through it step by step, helping them to picture positive outcome. This can significantly reduce the anxiety associated with fearful situations. Another thing that we could do is to help our children to ensure they use affirmation. Affirmation, affirm that they are able to do this thing. If it's public speaking, they could say, I'm a great speaker. I am a confident speaker. I speak well. Everyone listen to me. I am a successful speaker. They can affirm these affirmations, affirm these statements, and make them become true. Once you keep repeating them regularly and using visualization alongside the affirmation, you'll be surprised to see how it break those fearful feelings that you're having. It will reduce them. Now let us look at change, how to help our children manage change. So teaching resilience through change. Change is hard for many children because it disrupts their sense of stability, security, and their comfort zone. Whether it's moving to a new school, making new friends, or adapting to a new routine, change can trigger fear and resistance. One of the best ways to help children manage change is to teach them resilience. Talk openly about the change they are facing and acknowledge their feelings. Let them know it's okay to feel anxious, but also show them how change can lead to growth and new opportunities. Give them a sense of control by involving them in the process. If the change is something like moving to a new home, let them pick out how they want the decoration in their room to be. If they're going to a new school, let them help their backpack or choose their school supplies. Or you could go out with them and drive by the school so they can see the school. The key is to show them that they can adapt and thrive in new environment. And remember, routine is something important. Even in the face of change, keep some of the routine familiar. Don't change everything. Like a bed routine or a regular family activity can give children the security they need to cope with the transition. Encouraging open conversation. Lastly, let's open communication. It is essential for helping children to overcome fear, failure, mistakes, and change. Children need to feel safe to express their worries and emotions. When they know they can talk, they are free to talk to you without fear or judgment, they're more likely to open up about what's bothering them. As parents, carers, and educators, it is important to listen more than we speak. Ask open-ended questions such as, how are you feeling about this? Or what can I do to help you? Let them know they are valid and that it's okay to feel scared or frustrated. As parents, carers, and educators, it is important to listen more than we speak. Ask open-ended questions such as, how are you feeling about this? Or what can I do to help you? Let them know that their feelings are valid and that it's okay to feel scared or frustrated sometimes. Create a safe space for their conversation. Maybe it's a regular family meeting where everyone can talk about their feelings, or a quiet moment at bedtime where they can share their thoughts. The more they practice expressing their emotions, the better they'll become at handling them. So last week we talked about the bridge. The power of the bridge. Let's conclude with reflecting back on the power of the bridge. In closing, let us help children to overcome mistake and changes. The fear they have to face changes. It is like building a strong, sturdy bridge. That bridge must be one that is safe, understanding, one that allows children to cross from uncertainty to confidence. As parents, carers, and educators, we are the architect of the bridge. We have the power to equip our children with the tools they need to face life challenges head on. Remember, the journey is just as important as the destination. By normalizing failure, breaking fear into small steps, breaking down the fear into small steps, teaching resilience in the face of change, and managing open communication, we can help children slay those negative dragons and emerge stronger, braver, and more confident. Thank you for joining me today on the 10 podcast, where we teach, empower, and nurture minds. Don't forget to visit us at www.10yourmind.com for more resources and tips. See you next week.
To make the most of today's episode, download additional resources or contact Jacine at www.10yourmind.com. That's TENyourmind.com. You can also visit www.coachjacine.com for more information.